Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Warhammer video. Today we're going to continue our showcase for the soon to be released SFO Grimhammer patch, the Sundering. This is the last showcase of the High Elves and soon we'll move on to the Dark Elves. But until then, we have to talk about Teclis. You see, Teclis is one of the legendary lords that released for the base game. This is rather unfortunate for him because base game lords don't tend to be quite unique, which is a shame really when you look towards characters like Teclis who are quite powerful in lore and yet don't have any unique mechanics. But the SFO Grimhammer patch changes it to give him a much more magical base campaign, so let's not waste any more time and jump right in. As always, you will start in Lustria in your campaigns, so in an effort to differentiate him from his brother, Teclis has more of a magical feel when it comes to his campaigns now, where his brother is more focused around unity for the elves. Extra magical potency is very useful, especially when it comes to the Lustria Ball, as it is quite the mosh pit down here. Teclis' campaign faction trait, High Lore Master, will have the following effects. Diplomatic relations plus 20 with men, high elves, wood elves, lizard men and dwarfs. Construction costs minus 25% for mage buildings. Recruitment rank plus 5 for lore masters of Hoeth, mages and archmages. Global recruitment capacity minus 2, and attribute perfect vigor for sword masters of Hoeth and lore masters of Hoeth. Originally, the Lofin Skycutter by Chaos Robbie was only to be unique to Teclis, but that since has changed and he has a new trait, where now Lofin Skycutters for Teclis' faction will have no recruitment cost to his campaign. When finally unlocking all of the 9 different lores, you will then get access to Potential Unleashed, which will give you a wide variety of different buffs. As you can see here, the buffs themselves can be fairly powerful, but bear in mind that these are late game buffs. The rate itself that you acquire these scholarly tomes will not be very quick, so don't expect to be able to get this buff very early into your campaign. Your faction will benefit from a new resource known as Scholarly Tomes. These are gained from events, Teclis and Lore Masters of Hoeth. Both Teclis and Lore Masters of Hoeth will passively generate these, but you can also increase the rate where you acquire these by mounting Teclis on his special Arcane Phoenix mount. The resource itself is used on technologies and events, and let's check them out now. The tomes themselves can be used to unlock new technologies, of which there are 9 new major branches. These branches themselves are dedicated to a specific wind of magic. Each of the branches will have a specific spell tied to them, which can be used not only by Teclis but also archmages. Further going down these branches will give you bonuses towards your faction and even reduce the upkeep to any spellcasters that you may have. The spells themselves will vary, but they won't be too overpowered. Some of them will be quite powerful because it fits with their lore of magic, whereas others will be healing spells or even damage reduction spells. When finally unlocking all of the 9 different lores, you will then get access to Potential Unleashed, which will give you a wide variety of different buffs. As you can see here, the buffs themselves can be fairly powerful, but bear in mind that these are late game buffs. The rate itself that you acquire these scholarly tomes will not be very quick, so don't expect to be able to get this buff very early into your campaign. Now there is of course another way to both acquire and use your tomes. This is in the form of random dilemmas, which can pop up every now and then throughout your campaign. With this you'll have to manage how many tomes you actually have, as early on, the spells that you can unlock can be considered quite expensive, but later on in your campaign you will have an abundance of tomes. Acquiring tomes will have its negatives, as you can see on the Tempting Trade, where for 5 turns you will have reduced growth for all provinces, where also Teclis will suffer from reduced casualty replenishment. This is if you want the extra tomes, of course. If you'd like to spend 25 tomes, you will actually get a very decent buff here, which is increased Winds of Magic starting amount plus 50 for all armies. The second example shows that you can use some tomes to get some money, or if you want to acquire some tomes, you will have reduced movement range for all armies and vigor loss reduction for all armies once again for 10 turns. There are a few other dilemmas, but we're not going to show them all off and let the players discover them for themselves. But as you can see here, this is very much where you will need to plan. Can you actually take the negatives in order to get these tomes or not? The fact that you need to choose each time that these dilemmas pop up will keep you planning ahead. Now, as you can see here, as you unlock your special spells, you will have access to one charge of each, getting a further charge for all of them as soon as you've unlocked all of the trees. They're implemented to be a little stronger than the usual variants that you can find in the normal Winds of Magic, but bear in mind that they're not supposed to be extremely powerful. They will do increased damage, of course, and you do have the benefit that these spells themselves are free, no Winds of Magic required. And they will be very similar to spells that you're already used to, acting more as a supercharged variant. So the benefit of this is that they will be very easy to use as you already have used them before in the past. Again, it's not just Teclis who will benefit from this, but also your High Elf Archmages, so that means that you can have a very high focus on magic throughout your new campaign. What do you think about the upcoming changes to Teclis? Your comments are of course appreciated, as the SFO mod team do check out these videos in order to gauge viewer feedback. And as always, if you want more information regarding the SFO patch, there is a direct link to their official Discord in the description below. And that's everything in regards to the High Elves. When next we return with another SFO showcase, we'll be showcasing off the changes to the Dark Elves and then going into a deep dive into some of the legendary lords. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games, where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince, and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman, and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel's been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.